What's up, YouTube? It's your boy John from the Jersey Shore, and I am back with you today to give you my review, our review, of the 1987 film, The Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys was written by Jeffrey Boehm, Jan Fisher, and James Jeremias, and it was directed by
Joel Schumacher.
This movie is starring Jason Patric. This movie is starring Jason Patric, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, Jamie Gertz,
And Kiefer Sutherland.
And him. And Dianne Wiest. This movie is about Sam and David, who are played by Corey Haim and Jason Patric. They, with their mother, moved to Santa Carla to move in with Dianne Wiest, the mother, her father, the boy's grandfather. And as they are driving into town, you'll see the sign that says, Welcome to Santa Carla, and then on the other side of the sign, it says, Murder Capital of the World.
I think you got too much of an emotional attachment to this movie.
I definitely have too much emotional attachment to this movie.
So Corey Haim and his mother and his older brother move in with her father because she's getting a divorce. After they move in, they start to move around the town. They're moving about. Corey Haim goes to a comic book store where he meets the Frog Brothers, which is Corey Feldman and what's the other guy's name?
I don't know.
And I don't know, but they're known as the Frog Brothers in this movie.
It'll appear at the bottom here.
Maybe it'll appear at the bottom there.
It will.
So after Corey Haim meets Corey Feldman and his buddy, the other frog, they discover, or they let Corey Haim's character know that Santa Clara is riddled with vampires.
Santa Carla. Jason Patric's character is Michael. He is at a concert with his brother one night, and he sees Jamie Gertz's character, her name is Star, and kind of follows her around, and then she gets on a motorcycle with Kiefer Sutherland's character and then the three other guys, and they take off. So the next night they're there again, and she sees him, and she comes up, and he was looking at somebody getting ears pierced, and says, "Oh, I can do it for you." So he's like really like taken with her and follows her, and ends up having a race with Kiefer Sutherland. I keep wanting to say Donald. Kiefer Sutherland's character.
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, Donald Sutherland's riding motorcycles, and then they end up back at this cave or whatever they call it, the vault or something, and he offers him. That's when the Chinese food is, with maggots and worms, and then he offers them their wine, which is blood, and Star tells him it's blood, and he doesn't believe her, so he drinks it, and then they go out.
It almost seems like he's hallucinating, and while he's eating the Chinese food, he looks inside of the container.
Maggots.
Kiefer Sutherland says, "Don't mind the maggots," or "Don't mind the
maggots.
worms."
How do they maggots taste?
And he looks inside the container, and at the Chinese container, the Chinese takeout container is full of maggots, and he throws them on the floor.
And he looks down, and it's just rice. They've given him like a joint or something before this, but then he has noodles, and then he's like, "Don't eat that," as in worms, and he's like, "They're not worms," and he shows them, and it's just noodles. But so there's something kind of.
It's like a hallucinogenic.
Yeah. So then he drinks the blood wine, and then they go out, and they're all jumping off of this train track.
Don't tell me. Tell me.
Oh, jumping off this train track, and he finally can't hold on anymore. Falls down with the rest of them, and then he falls into bed, back at home, and
he fell off a bridge and landed in bed.
Mm-hmm. Must be nice, right? But then, so Mom gets a job at a video store. And she wants to go on a date with the owner of the video store. And it seems like every time she tries to have a date with, I can't think of his name, the store guy.
The store owner.
The store owner, who's played by something Herrmann. Anyway, something goes wrong. The one time they went out and, she called. And that was the night that, no, I'm confusing nights. He gets up in the morning. But it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And his brother comes in, is like, "Mom's on the phone, and Mom wants you, she's like, 'Are you still sleeping?' And he's like, 'No, I'm awake.' She's like, 'I have this date, and, can you stay with Sam?' And so that's the first time. So then they go out, and he gets a bath. That's when Sam gets a bath, and Nanook's a dog. Nanook attacks Jason Patric's character, Michael. So then that's what I consider the famous line when he comes walking down the steps. Can I say it?
Says you're a goddamn bloodsucker.
Can I? I can't believe my own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out.
You're creature of the night, Michael. Just like out of a comic book. You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
Man. She's way too emotionally attached to this movie.
I know almost every word, every line of the movie.
That's why I'm letting her talk. I just watched this movie, and I could watch it immediately before this, and I'm not going to remember it as well as she does.
So he doesn't have appearance in the mirror.
Reflection. Vampires don't have reflections.
So, he goes and Mom calls, and meanwhile, David floats up to the ceiling. So he gets out the window and he goes around to his brother Sam's room. Meanwhile, Sam's on the phone. Sam starts freaking out because his brother's floating outside his window and trying to get in the window. So Mom leaves the restaurant, comes home.
Tell them.
Mom leaves the restaurant and comes home, and he just, the brothers agree that they're not going to tell Mom anything, and you're making me nervous.
I'm sorry. This is really hard for me to do a movie review when I'm not talking.
So, anyway, fast forward a little bit.
Don't give away everything.
I'm not.
Everybody on Earth has seen The Lost Boys by now, but don't give away all the details.
No, but then, they realize that there's a problem, and they bring the Frog Brothers in because, they think they're experts in vampires. And so they...
I hate the way Corey Feldman talks in this movie. I hate the way Corey Feldman talks in this movie. I need a headband.
Right? That's what we should have done for the
thing. We should have wore headbands for the video. Throw out all the one-liners. Corey Feldman talking like this. I want to hear you. He sounds like a WW. Go ahead. Go ahead with your review.
No, I don't do Corey Feldman.
No, I don't want you to do Corey Feldman. I just want you to go on with your review.
But
I'm stepping on your toes.
The grandfather does taxidermy, and he's going out with Mrs. Johnson and Michael, who now sort of has a little bit of an attitude after drinking his wine. And he's like, "What'd you stuff for him, Mr. Johnson?" You don't remember?
No.
Okay. He's like, anyway. But, so then the Frog Brothers come in and they, go looking for the vampires because they need to find the head vampire because David, Star, and there's also a little boy named Laddie are just half vampires because they've never killed anyone. So if they could kill the head vampire, then Michael, Star, and Laddie would go back to normal. So they start thinking it's got to be either, it was David, Paul, Dwayne, and Marco.
These guys don't have any idea who that is.
They're the four vampires. So David is Kiefer Sutherland. Marco is Alex Winter, who was in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Billy Worth was Dwayne, and I never remember Paul's name. I'm sorry.
He's
Brooke.
Paul.
Brooke something. Brooke
He's
Mc
Paul.
something.
He's Paul Brooke. He's Brooke Paul. He's the fourth vampire in the.
Yeah, he's the one with the long blonde hair. But so they set up this plan. They go in the cave and they get one of them. I won't say which one. Not that you probably already saw, but so now they know that the vampires are coming after them. So they go back to David and Sam's house to prepare for. Michael and Sam's house to prepare for David and the other vampires to come. So they show up, and of course, Mom's out on another date.
And that's it.
That's all we're telling.
We're not going to give you any more details of this movie. If you want to watch The Lost Boys, go ahead and watch The Lost Boys. We're not going to be the ones that are going to ruin this movie for you.
It's had an awesome soundtrack.
It has an all right soundtrack.
No, it's an awesome soundtrack.
It has one really good song.
Which one? Cry Little Sister?
Sure.
Well, you have Cry Little Sister.
That's the one I'm talking about.
But you have People Are Strange. You have two songs by INXS on here.
Sorry, INXS. Who cares? Who likes INXS?
And then Tim Capello is in the movie singing his song, I Still Believe. That's in the beginning when they're up the concert. It's like this real fit, oiled up man playing the saxophone.
Oh my God.
He didn't pay attention watching this movie last night.
All right, so I think that it's safe to say that our thoughts and our views on this movie are not quite the same. I think that's pretty safe to say. I like The Lost Boys. She really likes The Lost Boys. I think it's all right. I haven't watched this movie in quite some time. My synopsis of this movie, I think, would have been much faster because I'm not as much of a fan. I think it's a good movie. I think it's an all right movie. I think it's a very important movie. I'm very happy that it was made. I thought it was very well acted for the most part. There's a lot of hokey, goofy stuff in this movie. But it was good. I thought that I could have dealt without Corey Feldman talking. I could have done it without some of that. I think that it's very dated. But overall, it's a good movie. I'm getting dirty looks from my wife here. So you go ahead and you tell them what you thought about The Lost Boys.
In the late 80s, early 90s, this was my favorite movie. I will admit that. It was. Now, I thought it was funny that the Frog Brothers' parents were very tired. They were always sleeping.
Yeah.
Always. Like glasses on and stuff like that. Comic book store. I don't know that I would say it was dated, just because... But see, you really like Goonies, and I don't really like Goonies.
I do like Goonies. I like Goonies far more. Goonies is my favorite Corey Feldman movie, easily.
I don't think I have. Well, I guess Lost Boys, but not because of Corey Feldman. In spite of Corey Feldman. No offense to Corey Feldman, but...
Corey Feldman really didn't have that big of a role in this movie. I mean, he definitely, his role served a purpose in this movie, but it definitely wasn't anything spectacular. He was one of two guys that was supposed to be a vampire expert. Dude worked at a comic book store, wore a headband like Rambo, and talked like him too.
One of the things there was a lot of one-liners in this movie, and a lot of them I liked, and some of them not so much. The one I never understood was when they're leaving the vault or cave or whatever it is, and they get in the car, and it's like, burn rubber, and Corey Haim is like, burn rubber does not mean warp speed. Like, I didn't really get that.
I don't know what that means either.
I don't know. Well, he hit the gas and they went backwards.
I think that
and almost went off the cliff or whatever.
They both just mean really fast.
I just didn't understand. That was like the one part of the movie I didn't understand why that was in there. It didn't really make sense to me.
It's kind of silly. But this movie, I thought, had a lot of silly stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Johnson and he's looking for something for aftershave, and Sam, Corey Haim, was like, here, try this, and get him some Windex, and he's like...
God, I don't remember that at all either.
You didn't really watch it last night. You're your face in the computer.
I was editing YouTube videos.
Well, you can't watch movies and edit at the same time.
You can. You probably just shouldn't.
Just not. You can't do it well. That's
you can't
better.
do it well. That's true.
But yes,
I thought I'd be able to pull it off with this movie because I've seen it 1,000 times. I guess I didn't know it as well as I thought I did.
And I've seen it so many times that, like I said, I had to keep covering my mouth because I know almost all the lines of the movie.
And that's no fun to watch a movie with.
So I was trying to keep it to myself.
All right.
I was turning away.
I could see you dancing and bobbing your head and reciting the movie, and I don't know anything that well. I don't think I know the Pledge of Allegiance as well as she knows the Lost Boys.
And the funny thing is, I never really had a favorite movie. This is probably the only favorite movie that I can really think of.
I think that this is definitely your favorite movie because over all these years that we've known each other, when I've asked you about movies, you tell me that you really don't think about movies. You don't care about movies. You don't have a favorite of anything, but you immediately go to the Lost Boys. You love the Lost Boys.
And Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama will not be reviewed on my channel.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, what else?
Look for the Sweet Home Alabama review along with the Notebook and the mailbox and all that.
I've never seen the Notebook.
On Project Janae. Project Janae will have those.
I've never seen the Notebook.
And you never will.
Well, didn't you buy it for me?
I don't think so.
I think you did.
I don't think so.
You was trying to be nice one Christmas and bought me all these like romantic comedy movies.
Well, that's the key. You be nice and you buy them, and then she goes, "Oh," and then you hide them. That's it. I think that's it. You think that's it?
I don't know. Let us know what you think. Leave your comment down. Let us know whether you liked the movie, didn't like the movie, or just thought it was okay like him. So,
if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you really like this video and you're enjoying my content, please do us a huge personal favor. Click that subscribe button. And after you click that subscribe button, remember to ring that bell. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching.
Bye, guys.